Well, hello, this is Joan Maroney, your Mother of Mercy messenger with the Fast Friday message for the day. Today is Friday, December 9th, 2022. It is the feast of Saint Juan Diego, the humble Indian who had converted to Christianity and to whom Our Lady chose to appear and to appear on his tilma that led to the conversion of millions of Aztec Indians, living what is now near Mexico City, and a culture that was immersed in the culture of death and human sacrifice. That's for another subject. But, you know, in our day today, our culture also is immersed in the culture of death, and it is all around us. And it's through our prayer and our fasting that this can and will be overcome. And we have the story of Our Lady of Guadualupe that proves it. And we just need to keep vigilant. And so for all of you that are fasting, we must remember that it is prayer and fasting. And I know you know that. In Father Slavko's book on fasting, Father Slavko Barbaric, who was the priest in Medjugorje, the Franciscan friar in Medjugorje, I love this book. He says, fasting and prayer combined have a common characteristic, which can be very profound. They are both part of our Christian formation because they deepen our relationship with God and with our neighbor. For that reason, prayer and fasting are, in a way, two pillars of our faith life. All right, and so prayer. What is the prayer that Our Lady over and over and over again has told us to pray every day? That's the Holy Rosary. And I'm hoping and praying that if most of you or all of you are praying the Holy Rosary, but if you are not, that you will pick up your beads and every day pray the Holy Rosary and unite it with the fasting that you're due. As much fasting as you can do in any way that you can fast. Every effort that we make in service to our faith and service to our country does not go unnoticed and not go unblessed. So I want to share today something that I received, an email from my friend Maureen, our friend Maureen Flynn, a Pray and Fast for America. And when I got the email this morning, I thought I'm going to share this with all of you today too. They quote from Pope St. John Paul II, who held up his rosary in 1980 during an interview. And this is what Blessed Holy Father, Pope St. John Paul II said, "Here is the remedy against evil. Pray, pray, and ask for nothing else. Put everything in the hands of the Mother of God. We must be prepared to undergo great trials in the not too distant future, trials that will require us to be ready to give up even our lives and a total gift of self to Christ and for Christ. Through your prayers and mine, it is possible to alleviate this tribulation, but it is no longer possible to avert it. It is only in this way the church can be renewed." How many times indeed has the renewal of the church been effected in blood? This time it will not be otherwise. We must be attentive to the prayer of the Rosary. Well, these are sobering words. It will not be otherwise. The church has been affected in blood. He says it's no longer possible to alleviate the tribulations that have been foretold and prophesied. And actually, even in the Catechism, the church tells us that that the church will go through a final battle and it will look like all is lost. But it won't be, because the gates of hell will never prevail against the church. It will continue, but we are in desperate need of purification, and it will come. And once we get through that, it will be heaven here on earth. It will be a time of great peace and joy, and all evil will be banished. So I want to conclude with also some words from the visionary from Fatima, Sister Lucia. And she said, "The Most Holy Virgin in these last times in which we live has given a new efficacy to the recitation of the Rosary to such an extent that there is no problem, no matter how difficult, whether temporal or above all spiritual, in the personal life of each one of us or of our families that cannot be solved by the Rosary. So grab your rosaries, pray your rosaries every day, at least the 5 decades. And if for those of us that are praying it on a daily basis, we want to increase that. Try to do all 4 of the mysteries if possible, or at least get an extra rosary in, which we call a reparation rosary, to make reparation for all the evil that is going on in the world, for the blasphemies against the Blessed Mother, against the Eucharist, against purity, against holiness. So we can help lead people out of the darkness. This is the remedy that heaven gives us: prayer and fasting, because only some evil and devils can be driven out by fasting. So we've got to have both prayer and fasting. And the number one prayer is the Holy Rosary. Holy Mass also is, I know you all know, the need to spend time with Jesus in the Blessed Sacrament. Now, last but not least, a quick note. If you're praying your Holy Rosary, you want to make sure that you belong to the Confraternity of the Holy Rosary. The Confraternity of the Holy Rosary unites you with people all across the world that for centuries have been praying the Holy Rosary, and it really increases the efficacy of the prayers. And all you have to do is commit to praying once a week the joyful mysteries, the sorrowful mysteries, and the glorious mysteries. Because at the time the Arch Confraternity was begun, those were just the 3 mysteries of the Rosary. So if you're praying it every day, you are in there. That's the only thing you have to do. If something happens and you get sick and you can't pray, or you miss praying it, whatever, don't worry. You're not under penalty of sin or anything like that if you don't do it. But this is a time where we need to make sure that everything we do is as powerful as possible. And I will put the link in the description box here of how you can join the Arch Confraternity of the Holy Rosary. There are many places where you can go and just sign up. That's all you have to do. And commit, put me on the list, and you're in there and you're joining with thousands and thousands worldwide. How beautiful is that? All right, everybody. So this is Joan Maroney with your Fast Friday message of the day, saying God bless you, God bless America because of you, and have a most blessed Advent.